Hare Krishna. Let's make a start with Radha Madhav. Thank you for joining. Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Gunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Girvardhari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jayo Girvardhari Yashodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Shodanandana Vrajjana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Jayo Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jayo Kunj Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shlakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathamritam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Savadyotam Prajna Sedam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vichakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shimanu Sutadevi Pranmami Haripriye Vancha Kalpato Brihascha Kirpa Sindhumevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo 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 Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasti Gaur Bhakt Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukhuti Vachalam Pangum Langyate Grim Yat Kirpatam Dashi Gurundin Taranam Paramananda Madam Shirtaneshram Hari Om Tassat Narayam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jem Udurya Nashta Presha Abdureshi Nityam Bhagavata-Sevayā Bhagavatutam Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Nishtaki Hare Krishna. So we completed Chapter 13. We've discussed the overview of chapter 13, and now what I want to do is first of all just to have a very quick overview of what we've done this year. I think that'll be interesting. So what have we learnt this year so far? Now we're going to chapter 14, but what did we do before that? So we've done chapter 1 to 13. In chapter 1, there's questions of the sages. 6 questions. What's the ultimate good of mankind? What's the essence of all scriptures? But why did Krishna take birth from Devki's womb? The Purushats, not Purushat, the Purush avatars, and the Leela avatars, and also what happened to the Vedic principles, religious principles, when Krishna left. So these 6 questions were asked by sages for all good of mankind. And chapter 2, Sutta Goswami, so that's like the second commentary after Sukadeva Goswami's commentary. Sutta Goswami hears and he goes and tells the sages of Naimisharanya where 1,000 years of yajna is going on. So he starts telling about, or starts answering the questions, and he's talking about divinity and the divine. He's paying his obeisances, he's doing his prayers, and in 1.2.4 the prayers I do, we're paying obeisance to Narayan and to Saraswati Devi and Krishna, the most Uttam, Naruttama. And also in 1.218 we talk about Narayan Nashta Presha Abdreshu, all the bad things in the heart, it says in that verse, are destroyed for someone who listens to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam every day, or in most much as possible. The nasty things in the heart are automatically destroyed. A person who listens to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and serves the pure the Vaishnavas. So things like that, the Bhagavatam tells that if you want to purify your heart, then listen to the kathas and the philosophy of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And then chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations. So we discussed answers to the questions. The appearance of Shri Narad, how beautiful that was. 5-year-old, son of a maidservant, mother dies. He's heard knowledge. He's been enlightened by the sages. When his mother dies, he runs away from home. Like that, talking about that. And then chapter 5, Narad's instructions on Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam for Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva was despondent. He had written the Vedas and the Upanishads, the Puranas, still not happy. Something is not quite right, something missing. So Narad Muni is always there to help his devotees in grief, like we did in last chapter. And he tells him that you missed something very important out. You did not glorify the Lord enough. So we need to work on that. So the cream of knowledge came, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And then this conversation between Narad, well, that's the continuation. That was the conversation between Narad and Vyasadeva. And then son of Drona was punished, trying to kill the baby in the womb. He's letting off these brahmastras. Eventually he was caught and punished. And then his praise, the beautiful praise by Queen Kunti when Krishna leaves for Dwarka. Chapter 9, the passing away of Bhishamdev in the presence of Lord Krishna. So Bhishamdev waited for Lord Krishna to come and visit him before he left his body. And he also gave knowledge to Yudhishthira Maharaj. And Yudhishthira Maharaj listened to him. Obviously he's his grandsire, and also Krishna wanted him to listen to take knowledge from Bhishamdev, because he wanted to glorify Bhishamdev, that he is a very, very wise, full of wisdom and knowledge, realizations, and should listen, take his advice. And then chapter 10, departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. So what a wonderful sending off Krishna had from Hastinapur when he left for Dvarka, and they were like ready to go with him. They walk it all the way, but Krishna said, "Now you come to the boundary of your kingdom. Please go back, and I'll be okay from here." And then 11, Krishna gets a wonderful welcome when he arrives home in Dvarka, right? And every house is welcoming him, every family welcoming him, every house looks like a temple ready to worship Krishna. So that was beautiful. So birth of Emperor Parikshit is described in chapter 12, and we were saying that Maharaj Parikshit, he was compared to every important personality you can think of. He was even compared to Krishna himself. Nobody was left out. He had the qualities of Arjun, Yudhishthira, Krishna himself, Vishamdev, and there were so many other previous personalities that were mentioned that he had the qualities of, like amazing personality. No wonder Krishna saved him, because he was needed at that time. Somebody with Kali coming on its way, we need some strong leader, somebody that even Kali could fear, and Kali did fear him until he left. Then it is now, Kali has to have his time. That was his time. He's waiting and waiting for Maharaj Parikshit to leave, and then he could cause havoc. But Kali is also a devotee of the Lord. He's doing his job. It's 4 yugas, and one of them is Kali Yuga. And then we got Lord Krishna, birth of Dhritarashtra. So 13, Dhritarashtra quits home. That we just done. Vidur helps him to quit his attachments to home and opulences, and he leaves and gets liberated. So now we are on chapter 14. Wonderful. So chapter 14, first of all, let's just let's go through what we're going to be sharing. It's a very small chapter. So verses 1 to 10, Maharaj Yudhishthira suspects disappearance of Lord Krishna. So we finished on this note that there's some inauspicious things happening, and even Narad Muni hinted something as well. So Maharaj Yudhishthira suspects disappearance of Lord Krishna. So 1 to 2, Arjun didn't return from Dvarka even after a few months, so something's wrong. Inauspicious omens observed. And 5 to 10, Yudhishthira expresses his suspicions to Bhima. And 11 to 20, further bad omens experienced by Yudhishthira in body, animals, birds, Panchabhutas, cattle, deities, and other places. So bad omens taking place in these places, even in the body itself. The eyes can twitch, things like that can happen. Arjun's appearance, as Yudhishthira suspects some great loss, Arjun returns, he appears dejected. So you can see in his face, in his body language, something is drastically wrong. 25 to 33, Yudhishthira inquires about the welfare of Yadus. So about Shursen, Vasudev and his wives, Ugrasen and his associates, sons of Krishna, Shutadev, Uddhav, etc. And then 34 to 38, Yudhishthira glorifies Krishna and his influences. Is Krishna enjoying in Sudharma assembly about Balram, Krishna's wives and Yadu heroes? And then 39 to 43, Yudhishthira's inquiries about Arjun's welfare. Health, are you okay? Is your health okay? Has anybody disrespected you? Why are you looking like this? Has anybody said unfriendly words to you? Failure to give charity or protect? So was it something you didn't do that you should have done? And now you feel guilty about it? And then also asks, well, if contacted woman of impeachable character or failed to properly treat deserving woman, because they were very sensitive like that. They felt very guilty. You would think, being warriors and so strong and everything, they just like laid back, not really, just watch their health. They're very sensitive people, as devotees. So, defeat, taken meals alone, unpardonable mistakes. So, what is it that you're feeling so bad about? And in 44, this just finally implies of Krishna's disappearance. He's like checklisted everything, and his worst fears are coming true. Okay, so let's go on to, after we make a start this year, and get this chapter. And everything we've discussed, all the 13 chapters, been wonderful, wonderful chapters. So much to learn from them, and we've got a lot more to learn. As you never stop learning. It's not about finishing a canto or finishing Bhagavatam. It's about learning and purifying. As whether we are talking about canto 1 or canto 12, has same effect. So we focus on about learning and not about finishing. Okay. So anybody just joined, we've just discussed all the previous 13 chapters very quickly, what we got from them, and now we got on to chapter 14. So hope everybody can see this. Can you see? Sutta vacha samprasiste dvarkayam jishno bandhu didrikshaya kyatum cha punya shlokasya krishnasya cha vishishtitam. So Sutta vacha, Sri Sutta Goswami said, samprastite, having gone to Dvarkayam, the city of Dwarka, Jishno, Arjun, Bandhu, friends and relatives, Didarkashya, for meeting them, Gyatam, to know, Cha, also Punya Shlokasya, of one whose glories are sung by Vedic hymns, Krishnasya, of Lord Krishna, Cha, and Vitishitam, further programs of work. Sri Sutta Goswami said, Arjun went to Dwarka to see Lord Shri Krishna and other friends, and also learn from the Lord of his next activities. So Arjun had gone to Dwarka, or at least he went to Dwarka to just discuss with the Lord, what's happening going forward. So as stated in Bhagavata, the Lord descended to the earth for the protection of the faithful and annihilation of the impious. Yeah. So after the battle of Kurukshetra and establishment of Maharaj Yudhishthira, the mission of the Lord was complete. So Pritranaya Sadhuna was done. Vinashaya Duskritam, that was done as well. Everything was in order. And Dharmsthapana Athaya, Sambhavami Yuga Yuga. So everything what Krishna wanted to do, at least externally and internally, all these pastimes he had. The Pandavas, especially Sri Arjun, were eternal companions of the Lord. They were part of his pastimes, and therefore Arjun went to Dwarka to hear from the Lord of his next program of work. So, Krishna, what's next on the script? Please tell us, and they'll be ready with that. So that's verse 1. It says Arjun had very powerful association. Meeting Krishna is Krishna conscious. Meeting his friends is also Krishna conscious. Arjuna went to see him so he could be a part of Krishna's plan and his activities. Right? So you want to know what next, Prabhu? He wanted to be an instrument in Krishna's hands. See, after so much bloodshed, so much killing, so many problems, Arjuna now wants to know what next, Prabhu? What would you like me to do next? It's not like we should not see each other for a while because so much has happened. It's bringing back bad memories. This is what we do, right? It's bringing back bad memories. I really need to sort myself out. Krishna has gone there saying, now what would you like us to do next? Who else do you need fighting, sorting out? We'll go and sort him out. Beautiful desires, Arjuna is teaching us. What you do in Krishna's plan is not important. The fact that you desire to be in Krishna's plan is important. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. Always be ready to be part of his plan, not your own plans. Krishna's plans. Everything should be centered around Krishna. Wonderful. Vyatita katichin masas tada nayatato arjuna dadarsha gor rupani nimitani krudhapaha. So Vyatita, after passing Kitichit a few months, tada, at that time, na ayat, did not return, tatha. From there, Arjun, Dadarash, observed, Ghor, fearful, Rupani, appearances, Nimitani, various causes, Kuru, Uddhava, Maharajishtar. So a few months passed and Arjun did not return. Maharajishtar then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. So Lord Shri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is ad infinitum, more powerful than the most powerful sun of our experience. Millions and billions of suns are created by him and inhalated by him with his one breathing period. In the material world, the sun is considered to be the source of all productivity and material energy, and only due to the sun can we have the necessities of life. Therefore, during the personal presence of the Lord on the earth, all the paraphernalia for our peace and prosperity, especially religion and knowledge, were in full display because of the Lord's presence, just as there is a full flood of light in the presence of the glowing sun. So there are all these energies. Maharaj Yudhishthira observed some discrepancies in his kingdom, and therefore he became very anxious about Arjun, who was long absent, and there was also no news about the Dwarka's well-being. He suspected the disappearance of Lord Krishna. So he's already suspecting that, this inauspicious sign can only mean one thing. And like I said, Narada Muni had hinted as well. Otherwise, there would have been no possibility of fearful omens. No, in presence of Krishna, these omens would not have dared. So here, Srila Prabhupada is revealing the secret everyone is searching for. Everyone wants to be peaceful and everyone wants to be prosperous, right? We want all types of paraphernalia to get peace and prosperity. The solution is to bring Krishna more and more into our lives. When Krishna is gone from our lives, he's missing in our lives, then it's all inauspicious. The more Krishna is present in our lives, the more we will feel the peace and prosperity. And we work our head up so much, thinking about things, about other people, this and that, and start planning in our head that we can do this, we can do that. People attack us, we can do this, we can do that. But that's because we just forgotten Krishna. We start making our own plans. Be part of Krishna's plan. Krishna takes care of everything. You just remember him, and Krishna will take care of everything. You don't need to unnecessarily plan things in your head that I got to do this, I got to do that with this person, and this and that. Just like, Krishna, I'll leave it to you to do the needful. Hare Krishna. So that is Krishna consciousness. The result does not come overnight. Krishna definitely tests the sincerity, the determination. Mahayudhishthira observed discrepancies and fearful omens. That meant the absence of Krishna. So when there's these discrepancies and fearful omens, that means Krishna is not in our life. Otherwise, Maya and Krishna, darkness and light, cannot present at the same time. So if Krishna is in our lives, we don't need to worry about Maya. If there's light in our life, we don't need to worry about the darkness. Because though they cancel each other out, or at least Krishna will cancel out the Maya, and the light will cancel out the darkness. I think that way around. So our consciousness might fluctuate from Maya to Krishna, from Krishna to Maya. This is what we do day to day. But the more we become Krishna conscious, the less we will fluctuate to Maya. Say which part is heavier. Once you are pure devotee, there is no Maya. So you could think like a seesaw, really, couldn't you? If Krishna's side is heavy, there's no chance of tilting towards Maya. And the more pure you become, the heavier in spirituality you become. So you cannot go, the material side of the seesaw cannot pull you down. Nice. Okay. Text 3. Kalasya cha gatim rudram viparyastartu dharmina papiyasim nirna vartam krodha lobha nartha atmanam krodha lobha anartatam manam. Sorry. Kalasya of eternal lights are also gatim, direction, rodram, fearful, viparyasta, reverse, ritu, seasonal, dharmina, regularities, papiyasim, sinful, narnam, of the human being, vartam, means of livelihood, krodha, anger, lobha, greed, anirita, falsehood, and atmanam, of the people. So he saw that the direction of eternal light, time, had changed, and this was very fearful. There were disruptions in the seasonal regularities. The people in general had become very greedy, angry, and deceitful, and he saw that they were adopting foul means of livelihood. So he could see things changing very quickly, and because there's no religious principles seem to be diminishing because they left, but they went into Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. But then you have to read Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam to get them back. When civilization is disconnected from the loving relation of the Supreme Personality Godhead, symptoms like changes of seasonal regulations, foul means of livelihood, greed, anger, fraudulence become rampant. The change of seasonal regulations, it refers to one's season's atmosphere becoming manifest in another season. For example, the rainy season being transferred to autumn, or the fructification of fruits and flowers from one season in another season. A godless man is invariably greedy, angry, and fraudulent. So that's a sign of a godless person. Such a man can earn his livelihood by any means, black or white, whether selling drugs. A person who doesn't have God in his life has no fear of God. They can deal in drugs, they can deal in human trafficking, and anything, anything. It can be cruel as it takes. During the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira, all the above symptoms were conspicuous by their absence. But Maharaj Yudhishthira was astonished to experience even a slight change in the godly atmosphere of his kingdom. And at once he suspected the disappearance of the Lord. Foul means of livelihood implies deviation from one's occupational duty. There are prescribed duties for everyone, such as Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. But anyone who deviates from his prescribed duty and declares another's duty to be his own, excuse me, is following a foul and improper duty. A man becomes too greedy for wealth and power when he has no higher objective in life, when he thinks that this earthly life of a few years is all in all. Ignorance is the cause for all these anomalies and human society. And to remove this ignorance, especially in the age of degradation, excuse me, the powerful sun is there to distribute light in the shape of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. So, in this day and age, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is the only savior. It's the powerful sun that shows the light. Without that, there's only darkness. It's very, very important. That's why there's so much nonsense going on in the world, because people are not taking to religious principles. So that's three. So these omens were a vast contrast, the greatest of all fortune, to what Yudhishthira had been experiencing and witnessing. Although Kali had made its presence after the battle of Kurukshetra, it could not do its work. It couldn't influence while Krishna was present. Yudhishthira Maharaj had ruled for 35 years after the war, and Kali hadn't really managed to get his claws into the material world just yet. He was waiting for Krishna to go, and then later on Maharaj Parikshit, he will also fight Kali. And then when Maharaj Parikshit go, well, that's it. That's it. Kali takes over. Then there's nobody to stop it like they used to. So Srila Prabhupada mentioned that having Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam in every home means there will be light in every home. We have the privilege to associate with Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It's no ordinary activity. It's the greatest of all fortune. We should learn and live by Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Then our life will be happy and complete. Hare Krishna. Okay, let's stop here. So that is our chapter 14. Beginning and giving a lot of stress to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And now as Kali is approaching, and Maharaj Yudhishthira, he's guessed that Krishna has left, because all these things cannot happen without in his presence. So he's definitely gone from here, and so he's waiting for Arjun to arrive, and then there'll be more confirmations. Thank you so much, and we can start with Pundrikaksh Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danat Pranam. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. Lord close to Srila Prabhupada. Yeah, sorry Prabhuji, first of all, I joined late today. Missed the summary which you did, but joined when you started reading the first verse of chapter 14. Few points like devotee's plan. Devotee won't have a separate plan. His plan is always aligned with Krishna's plan. That's what, like in one of the retreat, Girish Prabhu asked Swami and Keshav Maharaj that what is your future plan? And Maharaj said, my future plan is already planned by Srila Prabhupada. I just aligned myself to the plan of Srila Prabhupada. That's only my plan. I don't have any separate plan as such. It's already given by Srila Prabhupada. So devotee always try to align his plan along with the Lord's plan. That's why Yudhishthira Maharaj has been given hint by Narada Muni that Lord is going to depart now. After he leaves, then you can actually make up your plan. You can also start. So that hint has already begun by Narada Muni in the previous chapter. And when Arjuna disappeared, Yudhishthira Maharaj was very worried, thinking about something might be inauspicious that is coming. And I was just thinking, we always think about a devotee coming to Sunday Sangha and not appearing after a few weeks. So we also need to actually think about those devotees who are coming to Sunday Sangha but not appearing afterwards. So what is the reason for not coming? He's not able to come back, or is there anything else that caused something to his mind and he's not coming. So we have to follow up. Like a devotee is always concerned about the other people. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is concerned about Arjuna as well here, that why he is not coming. But again, he also sensed that Krishna might be leaving this world, and Krishna leaving means that's a entry of Kali Yuga, and he could see some symptoms of such auspiciousness. That's how he is worried. But again, the sages of Naimisaranya asked 6 questions, and one of the question is, when as Krishna departed, where all the religious principles lie now? And that is where we have come to Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is none other than literal incarnation of Sri Krishna. So Krishna's presence in our heart is auspiciousness. Krishna leaving is inauspiciousness. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Kiran Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, everybody. Lovely, beautiful commencement to chapter 14. I think for me, the start was also the summary. The summary concludes that ultimately everything returns back to Krishna. Everything that is required for us to know through the Shastras, the Vedas, is enshrined, instilled, embedded in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And it just shows that, Arjuna and Yudhishthira, there were some omens about Arjuna not having come back. Yudhishthira could see there were some signs. And all our lives, we have been seeing there are some signs, there are omens within our lives. Because we've been oscillating from Maya to devotion. Sometimes Maya has a greater imbalance in our lives, and hence we are preoccupied with passion and ignorance. And this is the few verses that remind us that the imbalance has to be recalibrated so that we return Krishna back to the center, that we go along with the plans that he has for each one of us, and even collectively. We have to align our perceptions, thinking, vision, everything with the way Krishna perceives creation and our lives within that creativity. We have to work hard at removing those modes of ignorances, the modes of passion, and striving towards goodness. But then one day, hopefully, we will be free of all those modes, that we are free of sins altogether. Become astute, become wise, because what the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam teaches us, that we've been following tittle and tattle, and the Western approaches, which are foolish, which have no direction, rudderless. But the Shastras give us pure balance, pure vision, pure rudders. This is the lifeboat towards divinity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, absolutely. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hina Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everyone. I think so. We these chapters now. The next couple are. It's kind of like the Lord's starting to wind up his pastimes. and Arjun goes to see the Lord to get his further instructions, and it kind of makes you realize as well that in this age, the Lord might not be physically here, right now amongst us, right here on this planet, but we're so fortunate that earlier on in this age, Lord Chaitanya came 500 years ago, and he so very fortunate that within this short time frame that's happened, and he showed the way through his own example, what the Yuga Dharma is for this age, and simply through reading our sastras, Sankirtan, chanting the holy names, staying in the association of devotees, and not making any offences, we can find our way back home. So he knows some, and obviously through our parampara and through all our saints and sages through the age since that time, that message is being conveyed and passed down. So yeah, those were just my thoughts from reading these verses. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Excuse me. Yeah, thank you so much, Mataji. When we're doing the overview on Wednesday night, Vishagaranga Prabhu was saying that we should never consider ourselves alone. We have a guru, we have our Srila Prabhupada, we have the Parampara, we have the 6 Goswamis, we have so many people, with us to help us to get through this. We can, we're not alone. And from Mahaprabhu, he's left us the 6 Goswamis. They took all his knowledge and they sort of made it easier for us to understand and to pass it on. And then you got the other disciplic succession as well, handing down the knowledge for our benefit. And then Srila Prabhupada came and did the amazing thing of translating it so we could understand. Not understand, we could read it. And then we have people who have come, Srila Prabhupada's disciples who explain things to us, and Srila Prabhupada has given his purports as well. So yeah, so we have so much help. We just need to pray to them, pray to Rupa Goswami, pray to the Lord, pray to Nityananda. We just pray to them for the help. If we can't understand something or we're struggling with something, we just pray, and that they give them mercy. Thank you, Mataji. Ajay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. There's even just in early first few verses, it just shows how powerful Kali is if you allow him to be. I mean, just the moment Lord Krishna has departed from his Prakriti Leela, he's taken over. You think only this year's rain, nothing like this would happen, but again, it's all the mercy of the Lord that anything is possible. And actually, could say it's quite impressed with Kali. Actually, he's got in, straight away, no messing around, just causing havoc straight away. And that's the thing. If you allow Kali, if you allow Maya to influence you, it can happen very easily. You can become overwhelmed. That's why we take associated Bhagavatam, famous verse. Krishna Swadhama Bhagavate Dharma Gyana Visaha Kaladashadashamesha Puranarko Dunodataha. Rely on Bhagavatam, because that is what gives us vision in this age of darkness. And in that instance, it can be case for some that it takes a while for them to get it. Some people can take it straight away. It's all about there's mercy there, but there's also endeavor there as well. And it's that's the thing, because the modes are always in effect. This is the world place of misery. It is really just a case of you have to just you have to be. That's why I call it Krishna consciousness. You have to be aware of the Lord's presence. Not only within your own life, within others' life as well. You have to try to keep that awareness there. Is that the moment that goes, that's when things kind of go to pot, and that's why Maharaj Yudhishthira's example is so great, that he picked up straight away. No, this isn't right. This is when you have Krishna in the center of your life. That's that's the famous line that's always said to potential new devotee, put Krishna in the center of your life. Well, this is it. This is how you do it. When Krishna is the center of your life, everything, everything falls into place. Everything makes sense. When Krishna isn't in the center of your life, that's when you start your own mental speculation. You start going down whatever you think makes sense, and whatever you think makes sense is always potentially wrong, because you have the imperfect senses, you have the defects, and that's why we just need to take. It's all about taking good association. Not only good association of devotees that help you in your bhakti, but the association of Shastra is so important as well. That's good association as well, and of course, good association of the Guru, whether that be your own Guru if you have taken Diksha, or Srila Prabhupada. Like I said, Srila Prabhupada's always there. He has, Prabhupada said that, like he was asked what would happen to the movement when he left. He said with confidence, the movement will continue to flourish even after I'm gone. So that's the same way like Krishna's set it up, that even after his Brooklyn has ended, he can say with confidence that things will still keep going strong, because Bhagavatam is there, because he sends his great devotees to guide us when we are lost. And so that's just up to us, really. We just got to take that guidance, and then we can follow in their footsteps and keep pushing forward and keep our life Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's very important to keep Krishna in the center, keep Krishna in the purview of our lives, because, and important to, otherwise we are influenced by Maya, and also the modes of nature. If we are not in the mode of goodness, and we're in the mode of passion and ignorance, which really do cause a lot of confusion and a lot of problems for us. So really got to keep away from those two modes as much as possible. Only use them in Krishna service. Otherwise, don't handle them. Only use them in Krishna service. No, don't use ignorance and passion for our sense gratification. It's very, very dangerous. People use these things, like taking drugs and things like that, or taking very big risks with their lives, with their bodies, like more of passion, just doing all some, nonsense things, which people, get injured and lose their lives and waste this human body on nonsense. So like that, got to keep in the mode of goodness, and keep away from these other modes. Only they are there, cannot be completely avoided. We do need them, but only in Krishna service. Use ignorance for sleeping, use passion for go out and doing book distribution, do some bulk preaching outside to the people. So great. So Radharani?
Hare Krishna, my pranams to all of you. Yes, this chapter is showing us the transition between the actual transition begins between the the previous Yuga I don't know why I'm saying Dwarka, Dwapar and Kali Yuga, because Krishna has left for Dwarka, and people are feeling the disturbances. Yudhishthir Maharaj can see the ill omens around, and so when something bad as Kali comes in, what are the symptoms we will be seeing in this chapter? What are the symptoms and how they affect, and we can vouch for all these symptoms, because we are actually living with these symptoms day after day, and it's just the presence of Krishna through Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam which helps us. Otherwise, I think we'll be suffocated totally with our own minds, with the Adi-Devik, Adi-Bhautik, Adhyatmik. So it is so great that Krishna has kept our existence, our sufferings in his mind. Even after he finished his Leela here, he knew what will be our prime need after he won't be here. What is going to keep us all going, no matter which mode we are following, or we are trying to transcend those modes. And confusion, lethargy, disturbance, these are the prime signs of Kali Yuga. They are in the society, they are in the persons, and somehow we have to rise above these in this yuga. And like in later on in Bhagavatam, the verse comes, Kalir dosho nidhe rajan asti eva mahan guna. So there is only one guna in Kali Yuga, that is, there is a Mahamantra, there is Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam there. Otherwise, there are not many gunas in Kali Yuga. If a sincere devotee sits down and say, let me think of what are the gunas of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga has got more negatives than positives. The presence of Lord is the biggest positive. And yes, we have to be part of this chapter as it unfolds and understand that the presence of Lord is so important. Just like when Lord is not present, there is a big saint amongst us, or someone is some great Maharaj is visiting us. They bring the hope, they bring solace to our unsettled minds. Because we try to settle our minds and we think that we are fine, but it doesn't take much to get disturbed again. And then we try to be, most of the times we are acting, we try to look happy, we try to look smiling, but we know that not soon after the mind is again going to disturb us, because not just the situations of this lifetime, God knows how many impressions this mind has got within us, that the more we chant, the more we feel disturbed, because we are clearing that dirty mud from our the impressions of our mind. They are being cleared one after another. I was hearing one of the great saints of this time. He was saying that he was answering someone's question when somebody said that the more I chant, the more I feel disturbed. Why do I feel so? He goes, Maharaji says that because each time you chant, the bad things which you have, harnessed in your mind, they are getting deleted one by one. But there are many, many such impressions which have to be deleted before you get the real peace. So that was an eye-opener, that this is why, years and years of chanting, people still say that I'm not finding the bliss, I'm not getting the bliss, I get bliss very temporarily. So the more sinful we are, the more bad accumulations we have done in our past lives. We might be trying to be good in this life, but we have got no account of our past. So we have to be just faithful in Srila Prabhupada's teachings and try to follow them sincerely, and always hope that Krishna is going to have good plans for us. He is going to delete our rubbish plans which we try to make. So, and we try to always align ourselves with Krishna's plans, because I think most of the time we see that what we plan, it doesn't go as we want, and something else comes up, and later on we understand, so that was actually Krishna's plan. Krishna wanted us to have this situation, or have this circumstance, and have this way our life lived in those days or those moments, and we were actually planning something else. So that is Krishna's plan, and that is the surrender, that when something goes totally opposite to what we had thought, that will be our real surrender, that will be Krishna's plan. So when we say be part of Krishna's plan, like Prabhu was saying, that Maharaj said that I'm just, my path has already been laid out by Prabhupada and Krishna. So we should also have the same belief, the same tenacity in our thoughts, that everything has been chalked out by Lord for us. Another thing I heard was that millions and millions years ago, everything was actually written for what we are living through now. So Krishna is much ahead of us. We are just worrying for our next next meal, where it is coming from, what's going to happen if this happens, what's going to happen, this happens. But Krishna has already laid out everything for us. So if we have belief in Krishna, I think we will never go wrong. We will be always nicely situated in our bhakti, and Krishna's plans will be our plans will be looked after by Krishna. If there's something wrong in them, he will cross them out, he will rewrite them and pave our way, as long as we are faithful and devoted to Lord Shri Krishna and our Guru and Sadhu and Shastra. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So important to have Shastric view of everything to make sense of it. That's the bottom line. We have Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Bhagavad Gita to help us do that. And just think about Kali Yuga, short lives, short memories, and also notice short friendships and relationships as well. They become shorter and shorter. One minute you're loving each other, and then you're hating each other soon after. So everything is short in the Kali Yuga. Anyway, we'll leave here. We'll catch up again Monday. So we'll do Monday and Wednesday morning, and then we'll have a break for Christmas and New Year. Come back on the Monday in the New Year. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai,
Srila
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Prem Nande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you all so much for your input. Hari Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Mataji.